Great job, guys. That was hard work.
Before we move off of the championship talk, because there were two more points I wanted to bring up in relation to the championship, which was kind of obviously the dominating talking point of this weekend. Did you guys see Hamilton's post-race comments about spending so many laps behind Verstappen? He learned more about Verstappen, his driving style, and his car than he did in any of the other races that he's ever been in against Max Verstappen. Did you guys catch those comments?
I did not.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Really interesting. That is.
It's kind of one of those ominous Lewis Hamilton quotes, like, you know, when he gets on the radio and says Bono tires are done. Well, you're like, uh-oh, here we go.
He also said that 5 or 6 laps into the medium tires or something like that. So
that's what I'm saying, though, right? It's like a big cause for concern because you know something big is coming. So is it possibly that he learned something very valuable that he's taking to his engineers in terms of how Verstappen drives? Maybe it's something to do with tire wear, what kind of racing lines he's taking. So can we look at it in a very, if you're a Max fan, let's say, look at it in a pessimistic way to say he's got Verstappen figured out? Or is it just something as a driver or a fellow competitor just picking up on something saying, that's interesting the way he does it?
Well, I mean, Max could say the same about Lewis Hamilton. He's been driving behind him for 4 years now. So, I mean, you could say... But it is kind of interesting because, like, I guess being behind, you definitely get to see more of the racing lines they're taking more, right? And Red Bull is meant to be more there. Again, I'm not an engineer, so I'm making this up as I go. Theoretically, Red Bull cars are made to stay more planted on the ground around corners because that's, you know, they're supposed to have a really good that word.
Chassis.
Pardon?
Chassis?
Yes. They're supposed to have a really good chassis. So I'm just wondering if it, you know, around those corners, is he just seeing wider, faster turns or more? I don't know. Like, it's interesting comments because you definitely you learn from watching other people as well. So it could be interesting. Maybe he learned about how he overtakes a little bit more, and that's why he sees them coming a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, that championship's over. That's a scary comment. That is very scary that he's already noting that. So, I mean, I think it's more of a pessimistic thing saying, I don't know, Lewis might have Max not figure it all the way, but he's got a good idea of how he's going to race when he's ahead of Lewis. And that could really work in Lewis's favor for races to come when he's behind Max and, you know, trying to overtake him, just knowing where he's strong and where he isn't.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like maybe it's like, you know, because I just remembered, obviously there was a big fight over the past weekend with Canelo Alvarez, and is it sort of like a boxer where in that first round you got a feeling out process? Top boxers usually lose that first round, and it's just kind of a visual to see you're finally in the ring with that opponent, and then you just notice something where you're like, okay, got you. I see you there. Every time you drop that left hand, you leave yourself open for an uppercut, you know, something like that. Maybe it's along those lines, or it just could be that it's just something that he just picked up on that he found interesting, that, yeah, maybe Verstappen just uses more of the tires than Hamilton does. We obviously know Hamilton is a king at tire preservation, and I think that Max has to drive that Red Bull a little bit more on the limit than the W12. So it's very interesting, but yeah, I think that maybe the gauntlet has been thrown down there by Hamilton, like you said there, Tyler. So very, very interesting with the championship battle shaping up, which we'll just wrap up on.